It's kind of difficult for me to blend into them, or rather than blend in me, right? So it's a good experience that at the end, it's kind of, in regards of any country, any religious, any culture, right? We have a common goal. Right? The common goal is to pass down the message and to win. That was our common goal during that period.
So passing a message of EmoWave and to win, and you had people from different countries on your team. I believe you had a Canadian on your team,
Yes.
an Australian on your team, a Filipino on your team, and you're from Malaysia. And so you had the cross-cultural communication, yet the communication of the message. What was the message that EmoWave was sharing or allowing people to experience during the Entrepreneur X Factor?
I would say only one word: to serve humanity. That was something that all of them was quite curious about it. And how does EmoWave actually create self-awareness for individuals so they can be empowered themselves to move forward?
And so you were sharing that part of the story was you were really motivated by your experience with your son, a misdiagnosis that you then went on a journey of exploration and created, and actually went and did a PhD.
Yes, I got my PhD because of the research.
So you went and got your PhD, and you come up with a product that allows people to have an emotional reading, their vibrational reading from their voice. And from that, you can help them understand their emotional positioning system, their emotional, maybe even some of the things in the closet, the things that they don't really like to talk about, they're suppressed, and even health issues.
Yes, it does.
Can you share a little bit about that? Because you had some amazing experiences of having participants at the Entrepreneur X Factor in Bali have our emo reading, find out that perhaps there's something going on in their body, and then I heard that you just shared with me that some people went back and checked up with a doctor and may even go and have some surgery from it. So how does that work, Dr. Dickson?
So, in my research, we believe that our brainwave, our voice is identical. Our body is just like a machine. I mean, let's make a metaphor. It's just like a motor. You buy a new motor back, right? There's no sound. It's running quite smoothly. After a period of time, you notice that there's some cracking sound. That is the feedback coming from our body. Yet our body are the same thing. When our voice cord changes, it's giving us a feedback. So what I did is I decode that feedback based on sound wave combination with biology. That will roughly show your physical and mental wellness.
Wow. And so you get this voice recording, and then you put it through the program that you've designed, and then it takes some triggers, the extreme triggers of the voice, and then you're able to get some decoding of the emotional stresses or discomforts, and that over a period of time that could lead to some breakdowns of the body.
Yes, our body things doesn't happen overnight, so it takes a long period of time. We keep doing the same old thing again and again. Just our body, we keep having the same food, unhealthy food again and again. Something's going to break down.
Now, there's going to be some listeners that are listening right now going, wow, that's so cool. What can I do to have my EmoWave read? What's the next step? Is there something that people can do to reach out to you immediately? And maybe some of our listeners will write down your contact details and ways that they might be able to connect with you.
Yeah, just drop me an email or
Okay.
check out my website, www.thedicksonlab.com.
The Dickson Lab.
Yeah, thedicksonlab.com.
.com.
So you might be able to find what is it all about, EmoWave.
So people can do their own research.
Yes.
They can read some of the testimonials. They can read some of the case studies you've done. Because you've been doing this now at schools in Malaysia.
Yes.
You've been doing that with some organizations, some women leadership groups in Malaysia. What types of plans do you have for 2017 that you might be able to share, and maybe even invite some people who's listening to this podcast to explore opportunities with you?
My goal for 2017 is to pass down my knowledge to other regions so that to have more people to experience it themselves, at the same time to create awareness so that they can empower themselves. So the whole plan for 2017 is literally to keep on educating people to take on the particular EmoWave as one of the tools, right, to help others.
And this is, again, one for our listeners. This is different than most psychometric tests. This is different than most tests that we do in the workplace. What are some of the major differences between this EmoWave and the most popular tests that are done to help people understand themselves?
One of the major differences is majority or all of the psychometric tests today are using question and answer. Yet for us, all you need is just speak to the mic for 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes of your lifetime, and that will review all the emotion and why are you doing things like this. All the behavior characteristics will be reviewed.
That's a huge one, folks. So most of you who've done DISC or you've done different profiling systems, you've been the person who answers the questions, and your blind spots might not even be picked up. Yet with the EmoWave, you record your voice, and it's not something you can hide. So it really does give you an authentic reading of what's going on in your temple.
Yes.
Would that be an accurate assessment?
Yes, it's more on the facts, rather coming from the opinion. Question and answer, it might come from your personal opinion.
Now, what's going on right now? Some people might be interested, and if you are interested, if you're curious or you have some questions, you can write down a comment, you can ask a question, and we'll get back to you on this because it's something that I'm really excited to work with Dr. Dickson and his team on sharing this technology because of the next part. And that's something, Dr. Dickson, called Emo Pill. Will you please share with our listeners Emo Pill? And this is something that is just amazing.
Yeah, so in my research, our body heals by itself. So what I did is, I just literally take your voice to tune back the frequency and get you listen back to your own voice.
Healing by your own voice.
Yes.
How cool is that? Seriously, again, for people that are looking for self-health, wellness, this is an opportunity to have your voice recorded and then slightly tweaked and engineered that it can actually be the healing pill for yourself. No more pharmaceuticals, no more jumping into all of the man-made drugs. It's actually allowing your voice to be your healing device.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that is so cool. In fact, that's one thing I'm looking forward to having mine because I feel some healing would be great for me also as we move into 2017. So what was the big why behind EmoWave? Because we heard the thing that got you really moving was your relationship with your son. And as it's evolved and as it's continued and what even led to you leading a team at Entrepreneur X Factor and to win the global competition, what's your big why now?
I guess I would dare to say that my biggest why now is when you're able to see or feel somebody that they create a self-awareness themselves and the realization was so strong, they literally transform. That was the most biggest why when I can feel others that it's like they've been unleashed. Right, and being empowered to do something, and all this is coming from their own voice.
That's what, again, you were sharing just before we went on here today, and that when people get this beautiful opportunity to come face to face to their own humanity, it can often be a very emotional experience, and often one that associated with tears and real cleansing and clearing. And that's the type of experience that the EmoWave does, because you actually can pinpoint times and places for people, or times in their life when something happened and it was an extreme trigger, and you can almost go to that point and ask them, and then once they share it, once they open up to their authenticity, their life really is never the same.
Never. As long as they're willing to set up their own story, transformation will happen.
Beautiful. And let's just go through a little bit of some of the places that you're looking forward to go to in 2017. We talked a little bit about different countries you might be exploring, some friends, we might even call out a friend or two that you might be seeing in 2017, perhaps some of your traveling that you're looking to do, January, February, March, April, and a call out to anyone that might want to engage with you and the team in their country in 2017. So where are some of the places you'd like to go?
First place I would love to go is South Africa.
South Africa, you hear that, Freddie? Are you going to plan to see Freddie while you're there?
Yes, I will be there. And the next place will be Australia. Probably I would say Perth.
Excellent.
The closest to me.
Perhaps Ainsley will be there.
Indonesia, the next place. Singapore, definitely.
Fantastic. So those are 3 or 4 countries right there that will keep you pretty busy in 2017. And as building a team, again, one of the things that you had the opportunities, you went from having a solopreneur to being 2 people on your team to 4 people on your team. In building teams, what would be 1 or 2 tips you'd give to our listeners today, and as they're embarking on expanding their business or building their leadership? What would be a tip from Dr. Dickson?
I would say 2 words. The first word is belief. Right? The team got to believe. Right? The entire technology or what you are building on is worthwhile and it serves humanity. The belief system is strong. The second word I would say is take action. All you need is just keep on doing it again and again. You might face a lot of challenges, yet these are experience, these are journey.
Fantastic. And again, for any of our friends that are listening and they think that EmoWave and I guess application of it, what would be 1 or 2 or 3 areas that you're focused on to allow or to invite people to engage in EmoWave for 2017?
I would say first thing, get yourself aware, right? Why are you doing things like this? That's the first key fundamental. The second one is look into your communication and learning style. That could impact your social relationship with others. See, we are all human beings, are all connected.
Yes.
So these are the 2 key things I would like to pass on to others.
And for commercial use, for people that might be customers or clients or collaborative partners, are you focused on or you're targeting any specific sectors?
I would say in commercial will be like corporate, right? A hiring process. I mean, it will be nice to hire somebody who have the belief systems and their real intention moving forward together with the business or the work that the corporate is doing.
Okay, excellent. And then education, there's an application for education. In fact, the school system of Malaysia, probably the public has not really received it yet. Some specialized schools or international schools are using it. You want to share a little bit about how that evolved and what's going on there?
Yeah, the interesting about schools is a lot of, I would say, the teaching method. So most of the school that the teachers do not understand what are the learning style of the students. So they might use different methods. Yet there are certain type of communication learning style for the student. If you are able to discover that, wouldn't that be nicer if the teacher can say, okay, you are hearing, I just need to talk. Just to tell you, pass down the information via my voice. So that student will pick up easily compared to a student who visual. They need some visual. If the teacher are able to actually identify that, it will be much more easier for the teacher to teach them and to pass down whatever they want to pass on.
Very good. So again, the ability to really listen and be heard, and then even hear what's behind the words. And so in many ways, it's really about being present.
Yes.
And it's being curious, and it's being playful. In fact, you're looking at Malaysia in 2017 to be your playground, and it's a playground that will allow you to springboard into places like South Africa, Australia, Singapore, and perhaps somewhere else. From one of our listeners today might send a message off, please, Dr. Dickson, come join us. Again, maybe just share one more time on ways for people to connect with you online, to perhaps, let's ask one more question. What criteria would you be looking for collaborative partners? Maybe 1 or 2 qualities of the types of collaborative partners you're looking for in 2017.
2 major qualities. They are willing to serve humanity unconditionally. Right? Second quality is they are able to coach, right? To have a big heart to coach and be patient.
Very good. So if that sounds like you, connect with Dr. Dickson by what message again? What email?
Dickson at dicksonlab.com.
Okay. And on behalf of Rock Your Life, congratulations on winning the Entrepreneur X Factor Global Competition 2016. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And all the best in 2017.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you. And if you have a comment or a like, please do so. Share and add yourself to our wonderful base here on YouTube. Thank you very much, and have a great season's greetings.